They were 9-1 in 93, 9-1 in 94. From spring practice on, they were determined 95 would be a season of destiny. The year began with the Jamboree at Tampa Stadium against Jesuits Tigers. Early in the game, 71, Quincy Gordon cuts through the line to grab the running back by the ankles and rip him down for a tackle behind the line. Then it's Maurice Green in the backfield, taking advantage of a Jesuit miscue for an interception. He loses his head over this one, or at least his helmet, but continues running up the field. Derrick Edmonds, on the next play, takes advantage of a Dietrich George block for the first down for the Terriers. Shortly thereafter, he'll follow 74, Ishmael Knight, with a beautiful block downfield for the first Terrier TD of 95. Bevo lines up for the first PAT of the year to make it 7-zip Terriers. Terrier defense was crucial to the season, and as seen here, 6 Terriers surround the ball. And then Jariya McIntyre on a punt return with blocks from Steve Delac, Reggie Randall, and Mike Reed. Phillip Clark behind a Joey Sipp trap block for 8 yards. And once again, Derrick Edmonds, a 1-yard run for the touchdown after the point after. It's 14-0 Terriers. The Terrier defense refuses to let up on the Tigers. William Brooks, Quincy Gordon, Jesse McNeil, and Mike Reed here with a sack. And a play or two later, it's Marcus Bolden getting into the backfield to block the pass and almost go for the INT. Kevin Jones, Andrew Williams, Elias Chambers, Cedric Roberts, and Maurice Green in for the sack once more to force Jesuit to punt the ball away. Later on, it's Paul Bebo with a 36-yard punt to put Jesuit inside the 20. As the ball is down just outside the 15-yard line. The Terrier defense again, Andrew Williams and Cedric Roberts forcing the Jesuit fumble. And the defense continued their domination as Isaac Bristol, Kevin Jones, and Jesse McNeil swarm the Jesuit runner, and McNeil again with the interception for the Terriers. Watch Remer McIntyre coming out of the fullback position. Slice through, make a cut to the right, and take it down to the 6-yard line. 2 plays later from the 7, Remer cuts through on the left side and brings it in for 7 more points. McNeil and Adrian Mathis team up to stop the tight end on this one. And sophomore Andrew Williams cuts through and rips the quarterback off his feet. J-Mac on the punt return. Watch Cedric Roberts, number 22, with a block. Little brother Remer follows a Sipp pancake. Ishmael takes out 2, and Isaac Bristol pancakes another to help Remer get downfield. The only thing left is for Paul Bebo to kick the point after. A perfect night, 4 for 4. Final score, Terriers 28, Jesuit Tigers zip. And then it was time for the games that counted. Game number 1, Hillsboro at Brandon. On the first offensive play of the season, Derrick Edmonds goes 16 yards. A little while later, it's third down, and J-Mac from Jeremy, 24 yards. And 7 plays after that, it's Paul Bebo setting up for a 31-yard field goal. It's up. It's good. It's the first of 363 regular season points for the Terriers. Now the Terrier defense. Quincy Gordon, Isaac Bristol, Marcus Bolden team up to stop the Brandon fullback. And a play later, Quincy, Adrian Mathis, Jesse McNeil, and Cedric Roberts late in the first half to force a punt. Now Phillip Clark from the fullback position cuts through, outruns the entire Brandon defense for a 35-yard TD. Ishmael and Jeremy Strange on the block. And Paul Bebo has the first of many points after for the season. The defense still helps lead the way for the Terriers with Marcus Bolden, Adrian Mathis, Phillip Clark, Quincy Gordon, and Kevin Jones teaming up. And on third down, Tavares Russ takes his 23-yard pass from Jeremy Earl. Mario Porter comes up with the first of his 8 interceptions for the year. The halftime score, Terriers 10, Brandon 7. A big turning point on our own 14 following a long Brandon run. Jeremy Strange leads that host to get Terriers for no gain. And on second down, Adrian Mathis, Jeremy Strange, McNeil, and Marcus Bolden with a big stop. On third down, Adrian Mathis brings the pressure on the quarterback to produce this Jesse McNeil interception. And an audible from quarterback Jeremy Strange sets up this 39-yard Remer McIntyre touchdown run. That brings the score, Terriers 16, Brandon 7. A Brandon touchdown pass brings the Eagles within 3 at 16-13. And late in the fourth quarter, Hillsboro faces a crucial 3rd and long with momentum shifting towards the Eagles, but Tavares Russ takes his 23-yard completion. And then with little time remaining, Phillip Clark seals the game with a 48-yard touchdown behind the offensive line, and J-Mac's great downfield block. Paul Bebo takes the point after to give the final 23-13 margin. And to seal it up, Maurice Green with an interception on this long pass with only seconds remaining. Watch J-Mac with a crushing block. On the road again, this time to Countryside in Clearwater. Early in the game, Derrick Edmonds coming out of the backfield for the handoff from Jeremy Earl. 15 yards. 2 plays later, Derrick once more, this time for 9. Behind Fleming, Bristol, and Chambers, Derrick with the first of his 4 touchdowns on the night. And then Jariya McIntyre on the fake point after. Into the corner, 2 points. Paul Bebo comes up with a fine kickoff deep downfield, and great coverage by the kickoff team pins the Cougars inside the 10-yard line. Jesse McNeil comes up with an interception and touchdown on this one. It's called back, but the offense still has great field position. Three plays later, it's Derrick Edmonds once more for his second touchdown on the night. Clark, George, and Knight on the block. Now Johnny Cochran recovers a fumble caused by Jesse McNeil and Kevin Jones. And fullback Phillip Clark takes it for 6 off the handoff. Remer McIntyre takes it in for 6 more yards and a touchdown. That brings it 20-0. Quincy Gordon and Adrian Mathis here combine to make the stop. A yard past the line of scrimmage. And Cedric Roberts gets in to break up the pass. Jeremy to Jariya. First down through the air. Stop it. If you think you're gonna make a profit, don't see my ones, don't see my guns. Get it? Now tell your friends, Papa hit it, then split it. Again in the air, John Byman down to the 5-yard line. Good footwork to stay in on the catch. Score 21-0. Derrick Edmonds, touchdown number 3. Marcus Bolden puts on the pressure here, and Mario Porter has his second interception for the year. Here we go again. Edmonds, touchdown number 4. And senior kicker Paul Bebo with the point after touchdown. Just before the half, it's a Cougar punt. J-Mac up the near sideline to put the Terriers in good field position. And in the 2-minute offense, Jeremy Earl to J-Mac once more. First down. Steve Hillman takes this touchdown pass from the 5. And Paul Pilo's point after makes the score 41-0 Hillsboro at the half. After 4 first-half touchdowns, Derrick Edmonds comes in early in the 3rd and scores his 5th for the night. Late in the 3rd quarter, it's Remer McIntyre breaking off a 39-yard run with the help of the offensive line. A couple of plays later, it's Remer again to make it 54-0. He saw Scruggs and Fleming on the block. And on the ensuing kickoff, watch Maurice Green when he makes the stop inside the 5-yard line for the Terriers. Good open field pursuit. Countryside got deep into Terrier territory, but Cedric Roberts, McNeil, and Porter knocked the ball loose. Rocky Jacobs recovered it. In the 4th quarter, Maurice Martin will take it up the middle for the Terriers. Late in the game, Isaac Bristol and Charles Crawley go in for quarterback sack. The final score, Terriers 55, Countryside zip. In week 3, the Terriers finally get to play at home. A driving rainstorm at the beginning of the game. Edmonds for first down behind an Esau Scruggs and Jeremy Sprains block. Next up, fullback Phillip Clark, 12 more yards, another first down. Behind outstanding blocks from Scruggs, George, Knight, and Strange, Phillip Clark again, this time 34 yards to the 16. Ishmael Clark with a pancake. He'll allow Clark again down to the 9. The end of a 7-minute, 7-second drive. Derrick Edmonds, 9 yards, touchdown. Jesse McNeil with a perfect snap. Paul Beeble is point after. 7-zip Terriers. Maurice Green almost has an easy score here. Can't quite keep his fingers on it. A little later, Jeremy Earl to Jariya McIntyre. First down. J-Mac takes a lateral from Earl. No place to throw downfield, so he runs across the field and eventually into the end zone. Touchdown. Paul Bebo, second point after for the Knights. And now on the kick coverage, it's Maurice, Michael Reed, Andrew Williams, and Casey Robinson stopping Plant City deep. Elias Chambers and Maurice Green combine here to shut down the option play. And Cedric Roberts almost picks off this pass, cutting in between the receiver and the ball. Joey Sipp, all-area guard, gets tangled up with Phillip Clark. Still a gain on the play for the Terriers. And then Jeremy Earl sneaks it in for a 20-point Terrier lead. Just before the half, it's the punt return team blocking the punt, giving the Terriers great field position. On Plant City's first possession of the second half, it's Marcus Bolden with a big play in the backfield. And on fourth down, Mario Porter gets in to break up the pass. Following a safety, it's Porter again, this time with an interception. Quarterback pressure was by Adrian Mathis. The very next play, it's fullback Phillip Clark cutting through on the left side, stops only at the 1-yard line. And behind Scruggs, George, Knight, and Clark, it's Derrick Edmonds for a touchdown. A kickoff later on. Jariya McIntyre one-hops it, follows a Steve Hillman block, makes a big gain up to the 34 for the Terriers. Esau Scruggs takes the end around down to the 1-yard line. After another Edmonds touchdown, it's Paul Bebo to kick his fourth consecutive point after. Final score, Hillsborough 34, Plant City 13. In Game 4, the Terriers were back at Chelo Huerta Field, this time against the arch-rival King Lions. After King is hit with a roughing the kicker penalty, Derrick Edmonds goes off tackle, then cuts to the left for a 46-yard touchdown. Paul Bebo makes it 7-zip with the first of his points after for the night. On the kickoff, watch Bebo at the bottom of the screen near the right, making a big hit that may have saved the touchdown for the Terriers. Marcus Bolden and Adrian Mathis with the disruption. Cedric Roberts on the tackle. And a play later, there's another big hit by Kevin Jones. Derrick Edmonds cuts through again with help with blocks from Sipp, Fleming, Clark, and Scruggs. 63 yards, touchdown Terriers. On the kick coverage, coming from the top of the screen, you've got Maurice Green to stop Plant City at the 10. David McNeil shows us his famous dying cockroach act after missing the interception. And Edmonds with his third touchdown with outstanding blocks from Scruggs, Fleming, Sipp, and Clark. And Paul Bebo's point after, third in a row, makes it 21-zip. Hillsboro. And the Terrier special teams again with outstanding kick coverage. This time it's Mike Reed and Elliot Chambers to make the stop. Once again, inside the 10. A couple of plays later, 8 Terriers on the tackle, and Mario Porter teaches the Lion a lesson. David McNeil creates a fumble. Mike Reed recovers it. And on the Terriers' next possession, it's Jeremy Earl with a great pass and a beautiful catch by Jariya McIntyre. Touchdown. On the next kickoff coverage, it's David McNeil, Elias Chambers, Remer McIntyre, William Brooks, Kenoto Hudson, and Marcus Bolden, who loses his head on the kickoff coverage. Hillman goes into motion, and on a Jeremy Earl perfect pass, 36 yards, into the end zone, touchdown Terriers. After a king punt, Derrick Edmonds takes the pass from Jeremy Earl, 21 yards, first down Terriers. Phillip Clark shows great strength and determination with a little help from Ishmael Knight's pressing block. 44-yard run. First down for the Terriers once more. After a Hillsboro turnover, Johnny Cochran and Adrian Mathis sack the quarterback. The halftime score, Terriers 34, Kings 0. First possession of the second half, it's Jeremy Earl to Elias Chambers for 30 yards. Chambers picks up another 15 with blocks from George, Hillman, Scruggs, and Knight. Paul Bebo makes it 41-zip with this point after. And when King gets the ball back, Johnny Cochran has the deflection. Cedric Roberts the interception. Behind Hassan Waz and Tavares Russ's blocks, Derrick Edmonds for 25 yards. Terriers have a turnover and a King touchdown, and Remer rips it for 36 yards. Inside the 15. McIntyre takes it again, down to the 4. And once more, Remer drives it in for the final score of the game. 48-7 Hillsboro. Terriers are now 4-0. One of the last plays of the game, Adrian Mathis sacks quarterback, and Johnny Cochran recovers the fumble. Game 5 was the third and final game of a home series, this time against the hated Cowboys of Gaither. Very early in the game, Marcus Bolden and Jesse McNeil set the tone. Just a couple of plays later, Marcus Bolden once more. And yet 2 plays later, Bolden one more time. On kick coverage, Hassan Waz and Kenoto Hudson. Marcus Bolden and Elias Chambers team up to force another Gaither punt. And that gives Derrick Edmonds an opportunity to take off a 13-yard run here. Quarterback Jeremy Earl to Jariya McIntyre. At the line of scrimmage, Jeremy Earl changes the play. The result? Derrick Edmonds from the 32, down the right side. Touchdown, Terry. Paul Debo nails the first of 5 extra points, 7 zip, Hillsborough. On 4th down, Williams Brooks comes with his second sack. And with a little less than 32 seconds remaining in the half, Derrick Edmonds to the Gaither 38. Jeremy goes back, throws the bomb, just misses Esau Scruggs. With 12 seconds left in the half, Earl to Edmonds. To the 3. On the last play of the half, Earl back. He throws into the hands of a Gaither defender. That ends the half. Second half. Late in the third quarter, Hillsborough begins a dive. Clark for 15 more yards as he refuses to go down. Ishmael Knight, a big block to allow Derrick Edmonds to make a 28-yard touchdown. Paul Debo with his second point after. The first play of the fourth quarter. It's David McNeil, interception. That set up Esau Scruggs in a reverse for a 49-yard TD. Just over a moment later, a fumble recovery by Adrian Mathis puts the Terrier offense back in business. A little razzle-dazzle, the halfback pass from Remer McIntyre to Tavares Rutt. Touchdown, Hillsborough. Another Cowboy fumble, another William Brooks recovery. Jeremy Earl teams up with Steve Hillman down to the Gaither 5. Next play, Jeremy Earl teams up with Steve Hillman. Touchdown, not a white shirt in sight. Paul Debo tacks on the last of his 5 points after for the night. Final score 35 zip Hillsborough. The Terriers go back on the road in Game 6 over to Pinellas County to play Eastlake. Early in the first quarter, Jeremy Earl to Steve Hillman. Touchdown, 56 yards. That's so pretty. Let's look at it again from another angle. Earl to Hillman. Splits the defenders. And yes, it's a Terrier touchdown. Paul Debo adds the extra point. 7-0 Hillsborough. On the defensive side, it's Johnny Cochran and Maurice Green with a stop in the backfield. Derrick Edmonds, 17 yards behind big blocks from Isaac Bristol and Phillip Clark. After a Terrier fumble, the Big Red defense gets it back. Adrian Mathis. Kevin Jones with more great D. Then Mathis, Gordon, Bolden, Cochran sacked quarterback. Look at the pursuit. Derrick Edmonds follows blocks. And then after a Hillsborough punt, Johnny Cochran and Elias Chambers drop the back. Derrick tries to direct some traffic as he goes for this long ramble, but it's to no avail as the play is called back. Now it's Jeremy Earl to Steve Hillman for his second touchdown catch of the day. And Paul Bevo's point after to bring the score to Hillsboro 14, Eastlake nothing. After an Eastlake score, Remer McIntyre picks up the squib kick and gives the Terriers great field position. Phillip Clark follows the blockers, reaches almost to the first down marker, and again it's Clark behind Isaac Bristol, this time for an 11-yard gain. Good second effort. Now it's Derrick's turn. He takes 9 yards off the right side. And then from the 13, behind Fleming and George, down to the 2. Derrick with a 5-yard touchdown run. And from ground level, we see him run through. A little while later, almost untouched, Derrick breaks entirely through the front line. Couple of hands on him late in the run, 40 yards, touchdown. Paul Bevo closes out the scoring for the Terriers and gets congratulated by a number of his teammates. On the kick coverage, it's Maurice Green once more. Slicing through behind the blocker, taken down at the 1. Watch Jesse McNeil get knocked to the ground, get back on his feet, and end up making the tackle at the near sideline. Final score, Terriers 28, Eastlake 10. In week 7, the Terriers were on the road once more, this time across the bay to Seminole. On the kickoff, it's great coverage by Maurice Green, Mike Reed, Remer McIntyre, David McNeil, and Andrew Williams. Elias Chambers continues the great defensive effort by the Terriers. And watch Quincy Gordon. He's not sure who's going to get the ball. So, simple solution. Take out the entire backfield. The first offensive play, as we see the coaches and players watching, yelling instructions, and cross. Isaac Bristol. That sets off an offensive line celebration. Let's see it again from the other angle. There's Jeremy. There's the ball. There's Isaac. Touchdown, Terrier. Nicky Fortenberry does a little cheering. Paul Bebo adds the point, and at halftime it's 28-zip Hillsboro. Despite a 28-point halftime lead, coaches still have adjustments to make, instructions to give. Bandages to change, add to, tighten, and loosen.
Right outside on that wing, don't let this guy hook you or pin you. Alright? Don't let him pin you. Read the tackles. The tackles are going to set back if it's pass, draw, or screen. Okay? Good job keeping the ball under the umbrella.
Back on the field again. The handoff goes to Derrick. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. One more try for Seminole. 50 yards, touchdown. The offense back again. Jeremy Earl at midfield. 30-yard pass to Hassan Waji. Phillip Clark goes in for the score. And Paul Bebo on the bad snap tries to run out the clock for the Terriers. On a punt return, Remer McIntyre takes the ball on the fly, crosses the field, and thinks Bebo had the right idea. He'll use up some clock by changing directions a few times. A couple of plays later, it's Reggie Randall taking it in for a score behind a crushing block by Maurice Martin. Terriers 7-0. Game 8 brings the Terriers back home to face the Chiefs of Chamberlain. Late in the first quarter, Derrick Edmonds around the right side. First down, Terriers. A while later, on 4th down, Remer behind solid blocking. First down, Terriers. Remer McIntyre again follows his blocks down to the 1. And then McIntyre one more time across the goal line. 6 points for the Terriers. Mario Porter and Jesse McNeil lead the Big Red defense on this effort. Then Porter forces a fumble after the reception, and that's recovered by Cedric Roberts. On the next play, a double pass. Earl to McIntyre, McIntyre to Edmonds. Touchdown, Terriers. David McNeil and Jesse McNeil lead the defensive effort on this one. And then William Brooks will recover this fumble. Chamberlain stops the Terrier offense 3 straight plays. 4th and 10. Jeremy Earl to Jariya McIntyre. First down. Esau Scruggs comes around the left side for another Terrier first down to keep the drive going. Phillip Clark takes it down to the 4 behind a Jeremy Strange block. It's Derrick Edmonds again, his second touchdown against the Chiefs. The entire left side strong on the blocks. At the end of the first half, it's Maurice Green with an interception to stop Chamberlain's hopes of scoring. His long run back runs out the clock. Halftime score, 18-0 Hillsboro. In the second half, the Terriers turn it up into a higher gear. Remer McIntyre takes the handoff. And 34 yards later, it's 6 points for the Terriers. From ground level, McIntyre caught only by the shoelaces at the last second. On the ensuing kickoff, downfield quickly, Elias Chambers on the near side creates a fumble. Rocky Jacobs on top of the ball. Jeremy Earl takes advantage of the turnover, goes for the quick strike outside to Tavares Russ. Russ down to the 4. 2 plays later, Phillip Clark dives over the goal line. 6 more. On the punt return, Remer McIntyre from the 29 pushes one of his blockers out of the way, races down the sideline, goes through a couple of tacklers, and 71 yards later, 6 more points on the Terrier scoreboard. On the next kickoff, senior Paul Debo gets to do one of the things he loves best. Make a big hit to save a possible touchdown. Chamberlain, the running back, finds out there's no place to hide from this defense. And when the Terriers get the ball back, it's Jeremy Earl to McIntyre, 50 more yards. Paul Bynan, deep in the corner, makes an athletic catch for another touchdown for the Terriers. And after a flag or two for excessive celebration, Debo lines up for a 35-yard point after touchdown. It's good. Chamberlain still can't move the ball against a determined Terrier off defense. Elias Chambers takes the handoff with a 67-yard touchdown to score the 51st point. That leads to another big celebration in the end zone. With his 4th point after for the night, Paul Bebo finishes the scoring. Final score, 52-zip, Hillsboro over them Chiefs. Leto's Falcons came to visit, it early looked like it was going to be the same old story. Jeremy Earl with an audible sends John Bynan downfield. Pass, catch, first down. The next play, Jeremy Earl back, Bynan downfield, touchdown, 27 yards, 6-0 Hillsboro. With Leto at the Terrier 13, Kevin Jones forces a bad pitch. Elias Chambers recovers the fumble. With 7:21 remaining, Leto ties the game, then goes ahead 7-6 on the point after. the first time this season the Terriers have trailed. With 1:25 left in the first half. And Mario Porter with a big jump blocks the point after. This will prove important later on. On the ensuing kickoff, things look even worse. The ball is fumbled. Leto recovers at the Hillsboro 23. But then sophomore Michael Green comes up with one of the biggest plays of 95 with this interception in the end zone. With less than a minute and a half, the Terriers come back. Jeremy Earl to Jariya McIntyre. 45 yards downfield. Earl to Tavares Russ. First down, Terriers. 16.5 seconds in the half. Jeremy Earl, Jariya McIntyre. The tackle, 9.9 seconds after the timeout is called. And after Earl picks up the long snap, runs across the field, downfield, into the end zone, it's called back. The half ends. Leto 13, Hillsboro 6. Cedric Roberts here to save a touchdown at the last moment. A fumble on the snap, and it's Ishmael Knight on top of the ball. The Terriers take the ball at the 1. Remer McIntyre slices through, gives the Terriers a little breathing room at the 27. Fullback Phillip Clark takes over for the injured Jariya McIntyre. And Clark again for another Terrier first down. Following the fumble, the Terrier defense steps things up, chasing the running back further into the backfield. And Adrian Mathis comes up to put pressure on the Leto quarterback. Now it's McIntyre. Remer goes to the far side after slicing through the line. 69 yards down to the Leto 6. David Fleming with a great block, and Remer McIntyre into the end zone. With the PAT, Paul Bebos ties it up 13-all. Kevin Jones and Marcus Bolden on the defense make a big play with about 6 minutes to go. Leto gets the reception, but there's no first down on that one. On 4th and 5, William Brooks pressures the quarterback, enabling Andrew Williams to make the sack, setting off a wild celebration and a flurry of yellow flags. The 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 25. Earl to McIntyre gets 12 back. Earl to McIntyre again. 10 more yards back. 3rd and 3. Fourth and 4, 2:38 to play. Earl to the outside. McIntyre stretches it out. First down. With about a minute to play, defensive back Alex Rodriguez for Leto saves the touchdown and gets the interference penalty. And then at 37 seconds, Jariya McIntyre, a 14-yard reception from Jeremy Earl for the touchdown, sets off another celebration. And watch Principal Coleman Bell in the circle during the celebrating. Paul Bebo seals the win with the point after touchdown. Hillsboro moves to third in the state rankings. Bloomingdale, the last game of the year at Bloomingdale. After missing the Leto game, Derrick Edmonds sets a school record with a 99-yard touchdown run. Notice the Bloomingdale linebacker get flattened. Watch also as Jariya McIntyre and Tavares Russ throw the last couple of blocks that save Edmonds' run. Paul Bebo for the first of 3 extra points. And on the defense, it's Johnny Cochran making the first hit. Quincy Gordon for the defense. When Bloomingdale attempts the option, it's Adrian Mathis who plays it perfectly. Bloomingdale passes, and Mario Porter comes up with his 7th interception of the year. In the second quarter, more tough defense. Johnny Cochran in on the sack to force the punt. Jariya McIntyre with another of the athletic catches he's known for. He saw Scruggs with a catch and run to the 21. Strange night, George and Clark paving the way for Derrick Edmonds. Finally, Derrick with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Late in the half, Mario Porter makes a spectacular interception, his 8th of the year. Kevin Jones, William Brooks, Mike Reed appearing for the defense. Joey Sipp, Kevin Jones, and Jeremy Strange gang up to stop the Bloomingdale fullback at the goal line. And Adrian Mathis and Cedric Roberts pressure the quarterback on 4th down to stop the threat. Terriers Paul Bebo, a 46-yard punt. Isaac Bristol and Jesse McNeil cut into the offense, force a loss on the down. Marcus Bolden and Quincy Gordon. There's no holdout direction. After a punt, Remer McIntyre takes the handoff from tailback position, 23 yards, Terrier 1st down. Again, it's Remer, this time to the 15. And on the tight end reverse, once more, Esau Scruggs inside the 5. Remer McIntyre takes the handoff for the final Terrier touchdown of 1995. And Paul Bebo with the final PAT of the year. Andrew Williams and Marcus Bolden team up to sack the quarterback. Both will return in 96. Adrian Mathis comes around the end, back-to-back sacks. With under a minute to play, Kenoto Hudson knocks down a 4th down pass, ensuring the Terrier shutout. Final score 21-0, Terriers 10-0.